What a very weird Monday, Joe. Enthusiasm during the day, and then your typical disgusting pain at night.
You know, let me start with the negative. Why not? You know, you've heard me say this before, and again, it's so appropriate for this franchise. You can change the owner. You can change the coaches. You can change the GM. You can change the quarterback. You can change the players. You could change the stadium. You could change the practice facility. You could change the uniforms. You could change whatever you want to change. You could change the lunchroom. You could change whatever you want to change about this franchise. The results never change. Never. And what's happening right now, you know, Aaron Rodgers came here to, and I hate to say the word change the culture, but let's say change the karma of this franchise. And what's happening right now to Aaron Rodgers is he is being engulfed in the karma of this franchise. You look at this team right now, as bad as it's been for the last 3 weeks, if this freaking kicker, okay, all right, if he makes 3 kicks, we're 4-2. I mean, let's be honest.
You're right. You're right.
As bad as they have played, if he makes the 50-yarder against the Broncos, which he would have made last year, when who cares when they stink, if he would have made the 2 yesterday, they'd be 4-2 right now. Now, I'm not exonerating them from what we saw yesterday, where mistake after, you know, we'll start with the first ride. Breece Hall, can he catch a pass with 2 hands?
Big drop.
With 2 hands?
Big drop.
What are you doing? He's trying to one-hand the ball. What are you doing? You know? I mean, the penalties, by the way, Tyron Smith would not be my starting left tackle this week. I would play the kid Fasanu at left tackle.
Yeah.
Tyron Smith was brutal yesterday. The penalty on the goal line cost him a touchdown. There was one play where Ebenezer went around him like a statue and just destroyed Rodgers. I mean, I don't know how Rodgers gets up. I mean, he's getting a you-know-what beat out of him. I can only imagine what T.J. Watt and Cameron Haywood are going to do next week. You know, I mean, come on. There was another one where the same thing happened, right? Even though he didn't get sacked, he got hit. I mean, it's unbelievable. It really is. And you got big games out of Lazard. Lazard was unbelievable, made a couple unbelievable catches. The Hail Mary, the one that he caught, I don't know how he caught that one down the middle, right? Breece had a big game, although, can he get in the end zone on that run? Can he cut back or get in the freaking end zone? Breece. And then, of course, you knew they weren't scoring from 3 yards out. I would have threw a pass on every play. Don't even try to run. I wouldn't even try to run there. No, I would. I would just throw a pass on every play from the 3 yard line.
I also thought Garrett, Tiki said, maybe I'm wrong about this because I didn't play in the league.
Garrett should have caught the ball.
I thought he should have caught the ball.
Of course.
But it was a tough hit.
But
he
got
crushed.
He got crushed, and look, he had a good game. Garrett had a good game again. You know, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
2 guys over 100 yards. You know what I mean?
Right.
But can he catch the ball? You got to catch the ball. And then the other big penalty on Tippmann, which kind of got washed away. The last drive of the game, he hits Breece Hall, first down. They're inside the 40-yard line, inside the Bills' 40-yard line, and they get a holding penalty on Tippmann. And here's the other thing, too. Okay, and we'll get to the Mets, but here's the other thing. The biggest problem that this league has is the officiating. 22 flags. I mean, it's not just the Jets. That was a disgrace last night. I mean, who's paying money to sit there in the freezing cold last night? Because I wasn't there. I was home watching the Mets and then the Jet game. But freezing cold. And people were telling me it was like it was 20 degrees out with the wind. It was brutal. To sit there and have to endure penalty after penalty, bad call after bad call, pass interference calls where the ball's sailing over guys' heads, roughing the passer. Even Rodgers said the one roughing the passer that he got called, for him wasn't even roughing the passer.
When do you hear that? When do you hear a player say that?
Right. But it wasn't roughing the passer.
But that's the point.
And neither was the other one.
Neither was the other one.
There were way too many penalties in this game. There was no doubt about it.
But
some of them,
they got to address this. Though, don't they?
But they make it such a point of emphasis to protect the quarterback that when you see something that might be it, they're going to call it, and it sucks. But I think the problem with the penalties is that some of these are just egregious. Like when you have the end of the line of scrimmage not covered, so your right tackle is uncovered. And this happened to the Bills, actually. This was I think it's twice, 79. They were right. Who was that? That's Deion Dawkins. He's uncovered twice. you have to call it. You know what I mean? You can't.
I
miss
get
that
it. There's
one.
certainly you can't false starts. There's things you got to call.
The holdings are the one that bother me, especially when
the
they're
one on Tyron Smith at the goal line. Come on, he was already in the end zone.
Especially when they're interior and it's not consequential to the play.
Right.
Those are the ones that bother me.
100%. And there was a couple pass interference for both teams that sailed. They were uncatchable balls.
Right.
You know, I mean, come on. Even whoever the new referee, you know, the Gene Steratore of ESPN, whoever he is, was even saying that last night. You know. So I don't know what to think. I mean, with this team right now, the defense stinks. The defensive line, Michael Clemons should be cut. I'm going to tell you right now. Michael Clemons is brutal. Get this guy out of here. Kinlaw stinks. He's terrible. Solomon Thomas stinks. And another one, too. Quinnen Williams. Does he still play for us?
He's regressed big time.
I don't want to hear that he's getting double teamed. You know, Dexter Lawrence has had 17 guys blocking him.
Listen, one thing we've learned, Quinnen
Best
Williams.
defensive tackle in football.
Quinnen Williams is not Dexter Lawrence.
No.
He's not even close.
No.
Maybe he was a year ago or two.
Maybe.
Not now, he isn't.
And here's the other thing, too, and you know this. You're going to go nuts when I say this because it's so true. Did they ever recover a fumble?
Never.
The ball is out. Quincy Williams has his hands on the ball, and he doesn't recover it.
Yeah.
What a huge play. And the next play, they don't sack Allen. He gets out of the pressure, and he hits the tight end for a touchdown. Very next play.
Of course.
Unbelievable.
The thing that's so infuriating is that they're this close to winning every one of these games.
That's my point.
And,
of course.
And in a weird way, it gives you hope. That's why one thing I didn't want to hear today, and I've heard Sean said it, a few other people said it. I don't want to pick on just Sean. He's not the only one. Well, it's too late. They traded for Davante Adams. It's too late. It's not too late.
Nah. They got 11 games to play.
Yes,
I mean,
there's plenty of time. They should.
Right.
I'm not saying they're going to beat the Steelers, but if they beat the Steelers, they should beat the Patriots. They should be 500. All these games recently, you mentioned Greg Zuerlein. I don't know what the hell happened to him.
They should bring in a kicker to give him some confidence. I got no confidence in him. Do you have any confidence in him anymore?
No, it's hard not to. When you miss big kicks like that in moments.
32 yards, Tiki.
Yeah, right. I know the wind was howling out there, but sometimes you just can't overthink it. And it felt like he was overthinking.
Right.
I mean, he just barely missed it, but
he hit the upright twice on both of them.
But that's overthinking to me.
Those are killers.
Right.
I mean, it's what.
Killers.
Look, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, I'm losing track of weeks. A 50-yarder. It sucked.
That was Denver 3 weeks ago.
It's a long one,
and it was a crappy
rainy, crappy day.
I get it.
Still waterlogged.
I'm annoyed. I get a 32-yarder.
Now you got to make it
to give your team the lead. You got to make that kick.
Got to make it. There's just no other way to say it. I mean, you have to make it. So Rodgers, I thought, played really well last night. I mean, he made some tremendous throws. He hits that Hail Mary. You know, Mike Williams, what was he doing on that last play? He'll be gone. Mike Williams is gone.
Yes, no doubt.
Davante Adams is here now. Williams is out. But I'm telling you, I would definitely not start Tyron Smith. I'd play the kid at left tackle. Let me see, because the offensive line, he's getting hit a lot. And I did run the ball a little better, but still, okay, they ran, Brees had 113 yards. He was much better running the ball. But he's getting hit too much, Rodgers. I would make that move, and I tell you, I would cut Michael Clemons and send a message to this football team. Well, that's what Jeff Ulbrich needs to do, because, Teak, this guy is terrible.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be Joe Douglas's move to do so. But I think don't they have to make a roster move?
Yeah.
They have to make a roster move. So
I think Williams is gone.
Something's going to happen with Davante Adams.
Well, I think Mike Williams is gone. Joe's right. I mean, especially when Aaron Rodgers ran him over after the game, basically saying he ran the wrong route.
He really did.
Yeah.
He did.
I mean, he completely did, which you very rarely see a quarterback do, but I think Aaron already knew. I think he knew he's done anyway.
Well,
what the hell's the
Rodgers
difference?
is ticked off. I mean, you can't tell me any different. I mean, the guy is ticked. He knows what I'm just saying, that they should be 4-2. They should have
Joe,
2 more wins.
It was early. From the beginning of this game, you saw him. The drop pass by Brees.
Yeah.
The one where he tried to one-hand
on the opening drive of the game, he was ticked off right away.
Right away.
And he should be. I mean, seriously, you know what, Tick? This is one thing about him. I love that, because I haven't had that with my quarterback.
Right.
I want him ticked off.
Yeah. Sometimes the quarterback's got to be the bad guy.
No question.
And you heard this with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? When Baker Mayfield came in saying things about Tom Brady, how Tom made it uncomfortable here, and Tom fired back. Well, it's uncomfortable not to have championships.
Right. No.
Sometimes you got to be the ass when you're the quarterback.
And
if
he's
you're
playing
not,
damn well, Baker Mayfield, I'll tell you that.
He has been, but he's different than Tom. But sometimes you need, especially when you have the issues procedural, pre-snap, you know, route discipline, all these things that he alludes to, and sometimes talks over everybody's head. But that's what you got to be the guy that people are mad at because you're hard on them. And if you're not hard on them, they're not going to get better at it.
Yeah, no, I love it about him. And look, I'll say what I said weeks ago. You know, as long as when we were 2-1. As long as this guy's quarterback, I think we have a chance. But he's got to stay healthy, and he's getting hit a lot. I thought on one hit last night where he looked groggy to me, and he stayed in the game. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It might have been the Epineza hit that wasn't a sack.
Yeah.
Might have been that,
No,
where he looked a little groggy.
He's taking a lot of hits. There's no question about it. Luckily, he didn't try to make too many plays or any play with his legs yesterday.
No, he didn't run at all.
I think he realized that, while, you may gain 5 or 6 yards to get a first down, it's probably not the best business decision.
Right.
The Davante Adams trade, to me, it's a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
You got to go for it.
Should have been done already.
Yes.
Should have been done already.
Yeah, so you love it, obviously.
Of course. How could I not love it?
Yeah.
Bring him in. Get Williams out. You got a good three rotating three receivers, man. You got Wilson, Lazard. If Lazard's going to play like this, and hold on to the ball like he played last night, he does have like 5 touchdowns. Lazard, it's crazy. But and now you add Davante to the mix. I mean, that's pretty good. Now
they got to win. They got to win because they got to win. The time is ticking. Like we could say it's all right in front of them. They got to win. The Steelers on side, and that isn't going to be easy because you mentioned it. Their defense is ridiculous.
Please. And Justin Fields could run, and running quarterbacks kill us. That concerns me. And Harris can run the ball. I'm saying you got to. And it's Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, and it's Mike Tomlin against. I don't know what our coach is right now.
Right. And one thing about Pittsburgh, and I was hearing about this morning, that they are considering, and I think you're going to take this as a positive, Joe.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, they're considering starting Russell
crazy.
Wilson over Justin Fields.
Are you serious? If I'm Pittsburgh, look, I think Fields has potential.
Right.
He
also has athletic ability. So if all thing goes to crap, he's gonna escape and keep plays alive. Whereas Russell, he's regressed.
I don't know if he wants to play anymore. Teak, does he really want to play Russell Wilson? I think he's gotten very soft, hasn't he?
He's bounced around now. This is the third team in 3 years. So it's kind of like the luster has worn off of his star.
He was a no-question Hall of Famer, even with not getting that second Super Bowl. I don't think he's that anymore. Do you agree with that?
No. I don't think he's close because of the peers that he's playing with now, and the guys that he's going to be judged against.
Right.
And he never got into that MVP conversation. He got close a couple of times, but
he was there for a while. If he would have won 2, if they would have won that second one. Thank you so much, Pete Carroll.
Right.
Maybe it would have been a little different. I thought he was one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the league for a while.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Not anymore.
I've never seen a guy fall from grace as quickly as he has.
Yeah.
Now think about this scenario, Joe, because I think this is a likely scenario at this point.
Good.
Game 6 Mets Dodgers and Jets Steelers at the same time.
Here's my game plan. I think the game plan. I got to see. I'm sure. I got 3 TVs. All with all the bells and whistles. I'm sure there's a way to get the double picture here. But at worst, my game plan is this, okay? First of all, it'd be nice if we just wrapped it up in 5 and one at Citi Field, and let's have a party. But we know that's not going to happen. We know we're going to have to go back to L.A. and win it in L.A.
I agree with that.
But I'm confident. Believe me, I have nothing but confidence with this team. But we'll get to that. But I guess the game plan would be this, bro. I'd have the football game on TV with the sound off. And Howie Rose on the radio with the Met game. I think that's what the play would be. And then obviously between commercials, which there are 8 gazillion in football, and then the halftime, I'll go to the Met game. So I think that is probably the Beningo game plan for next Sunday night.
And to your point, hopefully this is the dream scenario. The Mets come back to Citi Field. And they just win, and advance to the World Series.
But let me tell you right now, how great, again, Francisco Lindor, when he hits this home run yesterday to start the game, I knew we were going to win. I got to tell you right then, that to me, that was similar, and I hate to bring him up because I can't stand him, and I got to see him on Fox. But to me, it was like Jeter against Bobby Jones in the World Series in 2000, because you knew immediately we were going to lose.
It's funny that you say that, because to me, I'm thinking about when it happened for us. I'm thinking of Len Dykstra at Fenway.
Right,
and Jose
I was at that
Reyes.
game, by the way. You know that?
Wow.
I was at Game 3 at Fenway. 3 rows behind the Red Sox dugout. I had this unbelievable seats. My former brother-in-law, okay, got me these seats, and him and I went. I was on play. Yeah, I was at the Oil Can Boyd.
Yep.
Hits the home run off Oil Can Boyd. They got 4 runs in that game, I believe, in the first inning, and just went from there. And yeah. No, I was there.
Those are the 2 things that jumped out at me when he hit the home run. I was thinking of, obviously, Dykstra, I don't remember, but I know about it. The leadoff home run in Game 3 down 2-0.
I think negative.
So you're thinking Jeter?
I think because I can't stand. I just can't stand Jeter. I have respect for all the Yankees. Going back to Mickey and Roger.
Why do you not like Jeter?
No, I can't.
He killed the Mets, Tiki.
He's one of the all-time Met. He's a big phony, number 1, and number 2, he's an all-time Met killer. You want to talk about Chipper Jones, Pat Burrell, these guys, please.
I would think Chipper was worse.
Nah,
you saw him all the time.
No. I got a lot more respect for Chipper. And seriously, I have respect. Bernie Williams, Andy Pettit, Mariano, O'Neill, Tino, nothing but respect for all of these guys. Don Mattingly, Reggie Jackson, go right down the line. Thurman Munson, Greg Nettles, nothing but respect. Guidry, no doubt. But freaking Jeter, no way.
And you know what? To his point, if I'm telling you, the top horrible moments as a Met fan,
okay,
that Jeter first pitch against Bobby Jones is
and
up
you
there.
knew the game was over.
It was over. It was
right.
done.
And that's how I felt yesterday with Lindor when he hit it, because not only is it the home run, but okay, your stupid 33 inning streak without giving up a run is over now. See ya. That's history. Okay, forget about it, and just and then just go from there. By the way, that was all done in the World Series by the 1966 Orioles. This is you can't compare. To me, what was done in the Division Series and into the League Championship Series was something that was completely done in the 1960s.
Right, and also
World
they
Series.
did it with 35 different relievers, and the Orioles did it with one of the great rotations in the history of baseball.
It was started by Mo Drabowski in Game 1. The Dodgers scored, I believe Jim Lefebvre hit a home run in Game 1 of that series, right? And those are the only two-run homer. Those are the only 2 runs the Dodgers scored in that series.
That's crazy.
They got shut out in every other game.
Let me ask you this, because I know...
Just to throw that out there. So that Lindor home run, I knew we were going to win the game right then and there.
If this thing gets to a game, well, it will get to a Game 5. We know that. Whether it's 2-2, up 3-1, down 3-1.
Of course.
Do you go back to Senga, or do you just say, screw it, I'm starting Peterson?
Peterson's got to pitch.
Yeah.
Look, he's been terrific at it. I know he got beat up a little bit in Game 1. He's been terrific out of the pen for them, but he was great as a starter. He won the huge game he pitched against Milwaukee. I realized Milwaukee at that point, I don't know if you want to say they were mailing it in, but the huge game on Sunday in Milwaukee that he pitched great, 1 hitter, 7 innings, he deserves it. If it comes down to Game 5, get Peterson out there. Let's go.
I think it's very important that Met fans, we've been legendary over the years with
need to win tomorrow,
people.
bro. Need to win.
Oh, no doubt.
We need to get the jump on them. We got to keep the jump on them.
I think it's important, Met fans, never let Shohei Ohtani forget anything over these next 3 days.
Please.
And I've been saying,
By the way, I heard. Now I don't know. I heard his interpreter bet the Mets on the money line.
I think
that's what I heard. I don't know.
Before the
season? Made a little wager in jail. No, he was in jail. Wait, you think there's no gambling? There's no gambling in jail, T? Come on. We know better.
I mean, we do. I want so
definitely
badly.
Gambling in jail.
Yeah, well, I guess
I think you're just limited on how much you can collect.
Right,
sure.
well, maybe. Don't worry, Shohei's getting the money.
Exactly.
Shohei's going to take care of him when he gets out. Come on.
I want Met fans to chant, and I've been thinking about it. I'm like, what can they chant at Ohtani? Forget that gets into his head.
Interpreter. Oh, that's it.
I was
about
thinking
the gambling.
Something about the gambling, because best of all, not only do I think it can get to Ohtani, I want to hear the Fox broadcast crew, especially that Dodger ass kisser, Joe Davis, have to say to the world, "Oh, he's the Dodger announcer."
Well, the other guy's Johnson. How about the people that we get for our games? We get Adam Wainwright, okay? All right? Okay, please. Beltran's still looking at the pitch, okay? I was there for that disaster, too.
Yeah.
But we get Adam Wainwright, right? We got Jeter. I have no problem with. I love Poppy because he was a great Yankee killer, and I like A-Rod. I'm one of the few guys that actually likes A-Rod. By the way, A-Rod actually picked the Mets to win the series.
He did, and Jeter picked the Yankees.
Of course. Did Jeter pick the Yankees? Of course
he did. Yes.
By the way, By the way, could the you talk about
Didn't he pick the Orioles to win the division?
Who did?
he?
Jeter.
Oh, he may have.
Yeah, you know what? But seriously, the Yankees. If you're a Yankee fan, come on. Really. In no more than 5 games against this inferior team, you could not have got. What a setup for them.
Right.
It's a setup.
Well, listen, man, give me a setup.
We don't have a setup. We're playing the best team. We're playing the best team in baseball. What are we doing?
You played a team that has the bullpen half their game, so you're kind of set up as well.
Well, yeah, with starting pitching, you're right. But honestly,
this is the best team. They won 98 games. We're playing the Dodgers.
But they had all these injuries. They had all these injuries in the rotation.
Stop it. Stop it. The Dodgers. Come on, they got the golden boy.
You just have to attack them.
You have
to do like Diaz did in the 9th inning.
Right.
Just throw him fastballs. I dare you.
But can Diaz do me a favor and give me a clean inning once in a while?
No, he makes you sweat.
Ever. Do we ever have a closer?
You won by 4 runs, man. It's all good. Chill out. It's not like it was a high leverage situation.
Tiggy, please.
But the first 2 guys on in the ninth.
You don't understand what it.
Gave
the
up a hit.
closers that we have had to deal with. The closers why would you intentionally walk him with a 4-run lead? Let him hit the ball out of the ballpark. I don't care. Don't walk.
Because you know you're coming back to who was it? It was Teoscar and
but you don't want to walk guys.
He struck out Mookie Betts. He struck out Hernandez, and he struck out good buddy Freddie Freeman. I get it.
All with heat. No,
but
he
did.
Understand.
He
did Freddie Freeman dirty
the history of Met closers, okay? So you got to understand this, Tiki. There has never been a Met closer who gets it done easily. Absolutely no one. Evan knows this.
He was all in Freddie Freeman's head. I know that much because that slider dropped off the table and he was
Look,
done.
I love Diaz. Look, I think Diaz might be the best closer we've ever had. I think you can start to make the case for that. Ahead of Franco, ahead of Tug McGraw, ahead of Jesse Orozco, ahead of all these guys. I think you could start to make that case for him. Certainly ahead of Billy Wagner.
Oh God, yeah, he was overrated.
Billy Wagner was the most overrated relief pitcher of all time.
100%.
And they want to stick him in the Hall of Fame. Oh God. Anyway.
All Edwin's got to do is I don't love the stress either. Just get it done. Right. And even though he added stress Game 4 against the Phillies, first 2 guys on base, same thing with the Dodgers.
You know what?
Get it done.
Evan's got Evan. Well, you do too.
What?
Edwin's got big ones, bro.
He does.
He's got. I'm going to say he's got big balls. He does. There's no question about it. So I that's why I have confidence in him, even though I'm hiding under the bed.
Yeah.
As it's happening.
If Edwin blows a game, here's a difference between him and a guy like Armando. Armando Benitez would blow it because he couldn't handle the moment. If Edwin Diaz blows a game in this NLCS or the World Series, it's not going to be because of the moment. It's just going to be because he just blows games here and there, like we saw during the regular season, because I thought his most important save was right after he blew the game to Arizona where Corbin Carroll hit the grand slam. That next day was the most important save he had all year, so he's shown you that ability.
I'll give you another one. I tell you, to me, you want to give me the most important save, and I give them credit for this. After he blew it in Atlanta, and he doesn't cover first base in that game. Yeah. And then Lindor comes back to hit the 2-run homer, and he basically goes to Carlos and says, "Look, I'm in for this for the ninth inning," and he closes it out after he blew it. That was big. To me, that was a big deal for Edwin Diaz.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
So
that really was.
Your confidence is high. The Mets will win this series, and we're headed towards the Subway World Series.
I'm ready. Let's take. I want it all, bro. You and I. At the parade, finally our own freaking parade of a team that we root for. It's not the Giants. It's not the Yankees. Because we had to work those, Tiki. That's the only reason. Okay, we weren't there of our own volition. I can tell you that. Basically, getting off the plane in Phoenix and in rain, have to sit there with the Giants going on. But nevertheless, okay, be that as it may, we won't rehash that. But I'm telling you, man, and to do it in what would be, let's be honest, the greatest moment in the history of the franchise. The Phillies, forget the Brewers, the Phillies, the Dodgers, and the Yankees.
Yeah.
I mean, there would not be a script that could possibly be better than that.
Well said. Joe,
let's go, bro.
I'm
pumped up.
Indeed. Good talking. We'll talk to you next week, man.
All right, bro.
See you, Joe.